Been a while since I made a video, so I wanted to just provide a status on the car and my plans and maybe get some feedback on what we'll be doing. So as you can see, most of the interior is out of the car. I've also been working on the sunroof. I have the little plastic slides for the track on order, and they are expensive. New slides were at about $325. Could not believe it, for ultimately 8 pieces of plastic. But my sunroof isn't working, and it's binding, and they are broken, and I believe that's why. Didn't want to waste my time at the junkyard because I'd hate to go through all that with the sunroof only to have that problem again. So one thing led to another, and all these things were on my list, and I think it was just time to move forward, start going from the inside out on the car. So my intentions with the interior of the car are, one, a new wiring harness. I'm tired of the bullet fuses and the connectors. It's just an antiquated system. So I'm going to put a painless harness. At least I think it's going to be painless right now. Might go with a different brand, but I think that is probably the default industry standard. Probably lean more towards the GM connectors, but I will be done with the bullet fuses, and I'll use the newer blade type. Also, for the soundproofing and the heat shield, I'm going to use a product called lizardskin. Now, lizardskin, I'll spray it on. I think it can go over the seam sealer just fine, so I don't want to take up my seam sealer. But I did want to take out the old 123 insulation, and this was not fun by any means. So let me get in the car here. And if we look at this side, we can see that's been removed but not cleaned up. So on the driver's side there, you can see the nasty tar stuff, and water can actually get under that. And after cleaning it up, that's kind of what we have there. So the passenger side here, where you see the air hammer, has actually been scrubbed with a wire brush on a grinder, and then washed down with acetone to remove any buildup or any other additional adhesive material. So I'll go ahead and spray the lizardskin, sound deadener, and heat shield over that. I still need to clean these up, these areas. One video I found on YouTube, it suggested a heat gun. I have a commercial quality heat gun, and it did absolutely nothing. It was a complete waste of time. It didn't loosen the adhesive backing at all. So I found that a light to medium duty air hammer works really well. It'll chip it up naturally. I'll need to come behind with the wire brush attachment on the grinder, but it will clean up very nice. The only thing is my bit turned sideways, so now I got to hammer that from the bottom up into place, and then I'm going to have to weld that shut. Also, while I was going through this, you'll see the hole on the side of the transmission tunnel there. That was covered up by the insulation, so it was just tar and foam over that, and then that weird coating, which is probably asbestos if I had to guess, so probably inhaled a bunch of that. But that is ideal for me to put the transmission computer wires through, so I'm glad I went through this exercise, because that is an optimal place for me. So on the shifter side, I need to make a little adapter, right? So only the 2 bolts on the driver's side made up to the existing 123 tunnel. So I'm going to take the shifter out, and I'm going to make a little plate that has 2 nuts welded to it. I'm going to hold it underneath while I spot weld it, or plug weld, excuse me, to the tunnel. That way I can just put the bolts in from the top. So that's the short-term objective. Fix up the floor, ceramic coat it with lizardskin, maybe get the box in for the AC, and then I have a few more holes to take care of on the firewall. I'm trying to plug up all the holes I don't need. I will leave the original fuse box hole there, just because from the engine bay side, I think it looks, well, it is more correct for a 123. It looks like a stock Mercedes. My goal is to have it look stock, but not be stock, and I think that's part of it. So now I'm at a decision point. So I have the headliner, I have the carpet, I have the seats picked out, the Corbeau LG1 seats, but I was going to go all black, but now I'm thinking around the doors here of going with red windlace, maybe getting the red and black seats. I'll have the back seat upholstered. Actually, I might try that myself with red and black to match the front. And then the door panels where we have the inset area where the armrest, the switch, and the handle at, I'm thinking we can make custom panels maybe with the red inlay in there so it matches the seats. So I'm curious what the YouTube and Facebook opinion is on that layout scheme, red and black versus all black. The other thing I was thinking for the A, B, and C pillars, as well as the tray up top, try to pull carbon fiber parts. So I don't want it to look too gaudy. And also, I also don't want to make fake parts, so I'd like them to be real carbon parts, not just a wrap or just carbon fiber adhered to the stamped steel parts. So if they're going to be on there, I want them to be real. But if you'll in the comments put your idea of what you think would look best, I'd appreciate it. Carbon, black, or red and black, and regardless, I'll probably have some carbon accents on the console, as well as this strip on the dash, and probably something on the instrument cluster. But that is my short-term project. Once I get the interior in, the wiring done, we'll be done in here. It'll be time to move on to the engine compartment, which means we're moving up to compound turbo territory. So thanks for watching. Feel free to check out the action on Facebook. And let me know what your thoughts. Thanks.